Alright, good morning, gentlemen. I think we just got confirmation for what part 2 will be. With Ultra UI's plat equip as well as the free-to-play Jiren, everyone assumed that part 2 is going to be Universe Rep, or at least will contain Universe Rep related characters, and I think this quote pretty much fit the bill, or rather sealed our confirmation. Perhaps it's time that all of you know the true reason behind Jiren's obsession with strength. This is quoted from Belmod. Is that how we say it? This guy here. This is the episode where... Sorry, this is the episode after Vegeta defeated God Toppo with the final atonement. And this is when we got the backstory behind Jiren. This is where everyone kind of just crashes out and we get a little bit of lore for him. But this is when we find out that Jiren's obsession with strength is because an evildoer killed his sensei. And Jiren since then became obsessed with strength and individuality because he can't rely on anybody else, and he has formed this band of warriors all following behind him because of his obsession with strength. Yippee toodaloo. Either way, none of that matters. What matters is now Universe Rep Part 2 in some way, shape, or form guaranteed. This is specifically from the episode where it's Vegeta, Goku, 17, and I think Frieza crashes out as well. So from that roster, we can already think of what this could mean. Number one, this could mean we get our hands on a tag switch assist character. They kind of did something similar to this when we did the GT campaign a while back, where it was Trunks, Pan, and Giru as a sort of trio character. I could see them doing a Goku Vegeta with 17 assist character. That could be one cool thing. Number two, they could, if they wanted to, it would be a bit of a stretch just because it's not specifically from this episode, but they could do Golden Frieza and 17. To me, I think that would be a good choice only because of the wide variety of tags it would power up. We've seen LOE get powered up. It had its own little buff up campaign, that was / movie saga campaign. Androids, same build. Gamma's got a unique equip. Android 13 exists. Tag switch 14, 15. They kind of did a 2 birds, 1 stone between let's buff up movies and some other tag. So 17 and Golden Frieza would be huge. For the community, though, when it comes to how exciting those characters are, I think this is a big question mark. I think you are either hit or you are miss. You either love it because you like 17 as a character, or you like Frieza as a character, or you hate it because you don't think it's worthy of the festival. There's no sort of in between for the two. So that's one possibility. Another possibility that I've seen people say is it could, what if it's a tag switch Jiren and God Toppo? This would be a stretch character. Because remember, I said earlier, the quote comes from the episode where Toppo got knocked off. This is when Jiren is like, wow, you've given up everything and you still lost, you're pathetic. And then Vegeta says, Jiren is the only person that stands in our way for our victory. And as you can tell, because he's in his base form and all beaten up, this is right after Final Atonement and Toppo's knocked off. So I don't know if Toppo would be a character here, but because it's only one episode away, a Jiren and God Toppo, if you ask me, would be an interesting idea. It would be interesting. God Toppo alone, no, I don't see it. But a tag switch between those two wouldn't be bad, at least in my opinion. Frieza. Could Frieza be a 1% character here? Because remember, this is when Frieza's like, I'm just unbelievably upset that you disrespected an emperor like myself, and then he starts swinging at him, and then he gets bodied immediately afterwards. So it could be a 1% Frieza, or here's some other things I haven't seen people say. What if this is just a hint to Evo Ken Zenkai Awakening? Of all the characters that came out in that batch, the one that has been done the biggest amount of dirty is Evo Ken. Forget the fact that when they came out, they quickly fell off. The game has done everything in its power to destroy long combos. And for those of you that don't know how Evo Ken works, this is a gradual build-up character that only builds up from doing combos. You need to tag switch a lot. You need to fill a very slow filling unique gauge a lot. So with the battle system in mind, all the changes that they've done, and the episode teaser, what if that's just their way of saying, we're gonna Zenkai this character? Not only because we don't know what we're doing, but because finally an LF Zenkai awakening for you guys, and we will take it. When I did the revisit for this guy, because we were doing the countdown to when festival was going to start, out of all the premium characters that I used, this one was the most difficult to use. This one needed the greatest amount of help. And if you consider Ultra UI getting the plat equip, these guys synergistically would align perfectly with them. That was the original idea anyways. The whole point was Universe Rep range team, green, yellow, Ultra UI does a little vanish and he gets a green card, and who can leverage the green card the best? Evo Ken. They get a whole bunch of cards, cover nullification, key, they can do their tag switches, they can do their little dance. Would have been perfect. So maybe this is their way of saying we're going to bring that back. Ultra UI gets splat, these guys get a Zenkai awakening. That could be what the teaser is for. After all, Legends this last little while has been sticking a whole bunch of crap against the wall and just trying to see what works. Or, now this could be the bottom of the barrel kind of thing. What if it's just a teaser for a supporter? What if it's just a teaser for a supporter and it's this guy, Belmod? That's it. In that episode, if I remember, no, I don't think it was that episode. Was it this episode? There is a scene where this guy has Goku in the palm of his hands, and he tells Jiren, now is the time to act. You have to crush Goku. And then he closes his fist, and then Goku just goes, whoof. He gets crushed. That could 100% be a supporter where he's either a strong counter to Universe Rep, or he's designed to be a counter to any version of Goku from the Tournament of Power. What if his supporter role is just to deplete the unique gauge so the guy can't do any auto dodging? Forget making it that he ignores auto counters or auto dodges. What if he just straight up depletes the gauge so he can just smack the guy? Who knows? Who knows? These teasers could be a wide variety of different things. For all we know, this is just the supporter, and part 2 has nothing to do with the Universe Rep. The quote is just the supporter, because remember, they did this with the, was it the GT Boost campaign, where it wrapped up, and then we got Oob as a supporter on a different theme. It was their way of wrapping up the little power-up for that. They just wanted to release something that would help you deal with the GT team. Maybe them powering up Ultra UI, transforming MUI existing. Maybe they just think, okay, Universe Rep is pretty strong. Let's really release a supporter to help players deal with the team. And then we're going to go on to something new. Because a lot of people said part 2 could be Daima based off of color schemes, which whether or not that's a legit thing, I don't really think so at this point. It could be Majin Buu Saga, because again, they have not touched Majin Buu Saga at all. And don't forget, I talked about this in the free-to-play Goten that we got. That Goten is from Buu Saga. Could Goten's hint have been the Gotenks that we got for part 1? Maybe. Could he have been the Sun family character linked to the Synchro Gauge Gogeta? Maybe. Could have been, I don't know. It could have been all of those things, but I don't want to dismiss Majin Buu Saga specifically because Majin Buu Saga just hasn't been touched at all. If you guys did the stage for the little boxes, the little event where you can get like erasers and stuff, the box that used to drop the ticket that could have been for the banner, that wants you to fight with Resurrection F party members and Majin Buu Saga battle members. Some people think, okay, they're doing Resurrection F. Maybe we get a a plat equip for that golden Frieza then, and maybe we get some characters from there. Or people are looking at it as maybe they're working with the next arc. because the arc after the Frieza Resurrection movie was, I remember correctly, it was Universe 6 versus Universe 7. And then the arc after the Majin Buu saga is Daima. So what if that's the idea? What if half of it is Universe Rep and the other half is Daima? Just throwing it out there. There's so many ways to interpret these. We're just spitballing different ideas. But I'm curious. You guys let me know in the comment section below. What would you want it to be? I've seen people say they're so disappointed that we're doing Universe Rep again because it was already a theme for the anniversary. On the one hand, I can understand that. But on the other hand, I think, you know, there's just so much to pull from the Tournament of Power. And it's so popular that I can't really fault them for wanting to pull characters from there. But we'll see what they do. Legends Festival Part 2 is in a matter of days. I'm excited to see what they do. For me, ultimately, I don't really know if I care what they pick. It's Legends Fest. I'm sure they're going to pick something cool. All I care about is it fun to use? Is it fun to fight? Do I see a lot of teams? And am I having a good experience overall? I really don't care. No one would have thought Android 13's performance would be as stellar as it is. He was such a bottom of the barrel character. Nobody cared about him outside of the quote about the haircut, but he is probably the most valuable character in the entire game. Maybe they can pull off something similar here. Either way, let me know in the comment section below what you think. But until next time, adios, peace.